Hello everyone, my name is Carole. This is Friday Sews. I have made 2 pairs of trousers this week, but actually that's not what I'm excited to show you. I'm desperate to show you something else. So I really hope you enjoy this video. Friday Sews was of course started by the lovely Jen from Today and Jen's Sewing Room. She invented this hashtag so you could find wonderful sewists across the world on a weekend just reporting about their sewing week and things they've been making, etc. Now I am going to say I'm going to rave on about something I sewed this week which might not be to everyone's cup of tea, so I am going to put chapters in down below. So if you want to hear about the trousers, then you can speed through to that. Chapters, if you don't know, down in my description box I will put timestamps and then you can see there when I'm talking about certain things, and then you can just flick forward to whatever you're interested in. What I'm excited to show you is I have managed to recreate my grandson's jacket. Now, if you didn't catch my Friday Sews last week, just a quick recap. My 3-year-old grandson had a very favourite fleece jacket that we actually picked up in a charity shop, and it was a Disney Pixar Cars Lightning McQueen. He loved this jacket. Something awful happened to it. It got left behind on a plane and we haven't been able to trace any copy of it. The only place I found it online after doing a Google search was a Polish website. So there are lots of other Lightning McQueen sweatshirts and hoodies out there, but nothing was quite the same as this, and I kind of made it my mission to recreate this jacket for me, as a challenge for me, and I know he's going to love it. Now he hasn't seen it yet because I wanted to hold it back and film this, but if I put a picture up of him in the original jacket, as you can see it was big for him. He didn't care and we didn't care because it was going to last him a long time. It was an absolute bargain in the charity shop, but he wore it all the time. So the best thing to do, I thought in the end, was, now this is cheating, but I didn't sew the fleece jacket to start with. I actually bought one because I knew I was going to have hard enough work on my hand trying to adapt it. And I thought I'm not even going to risk making one first. So I cheated and I did buy one online, a plain one, and I'll put a picture here of it plain. And now I will show you the recreated jacket. I am so excited about it. But here we have the jacket. Now it isn't identical, but as you can see, it's a pretty good match. When I love copying things, I love challenges like this, but I like to get it dead right, spot on. And I had to keep telling myself off this time because I couldn't do that at all. So what did I do? So I managed to get hold of some of this checkered fabric, and I used twill tape to make these stripes. I actually took the seam apart. I undid the side seam to make it easier to put that on. I put some bias bindings on the pocket edges because that had black pocket edges. It also had these kind of black lapels, so I added those, and I tried to do a copy of the, well, that's my cover stitch doing that red there to make that the same. Put a little twill tape, put a little tab on the front to make it yellow. Added this flap pocket. Now this side, there was no way I could recreate, it had speed written all the way down the arm. I couldn't do that unless I did a lot of hand sewing, and my embroidery machine isn't that big, so I couldn't do that. So I decided to put something else on instead. I put embroidered Cars logo on there. On the front, I've got the Brother embroidery machine, and that came with it, so that was perfect. So that was the Cars, and I managed to get hold of Etsy this flame with a 95 because it had 95 on the other side. On the back was plain, but I've added the Rusty's patch on there. Now, apart from this one, I didn't embroider direct onto the fleece. By the time I'd done this and this, I couldn't risk anything going wrong with the embroidery. So I did embroider onto black fabric, and with a teeny tiny little zigzag, I've actually sewn it onto the jacket. I can't wait for him to see it. It is going to be a little big. It was an age 3 to 4, but it doesn't matter. The amount of work I put into this, he can wear it till he's 7, as far as I'm concerned. It took me a long time just to kind of work it out and piece it out, but I am so happy with it and I can't wait to give it to him. I would like to say an enormous thank you to my plea to help with some elastic. It was a very soft elastic I had, which I now know was kind of plush back or soft back elastic. Everybody was so helpful about what it could be, what to search for, whether it was boxer elastic. That was fantastic. All I needed was kind of the key words and I couldn't think of it when I was typing it in. Now I managed to get hold of some. It's not the right width, but it's certainly along, it's not quite the same, but it's certainly along the right lines, and that was the Prim sort of velour elastic. It's super soft, it's lovely. I've already used it in one of these pairs of trousers that I'm going to show you. So yeah, although I can only get the small size, it's definitely on the right lines. So thank you so much for everybody that helped me out with that. Now talk about the 2 trousers I've made this week. They were both very successful. The first one was New Look 6660. Now I have made these before. I made them last year, I think I made them earlier in the year. Thinking about it, it was about February, in a very loose weave, almost like a denim-y linen. It was a strange, really light denim, but it did have not stretch in it, but it kind of was quite widely weaved, so it had a bit more space in it. This time I made it in this denim and it's not stretchy. Now I have got a little bit of notes that I put on last time. I wish I'd read them properly, because I did put tight, snug fitting. Yeah, these were. So I made them up in this denim, and I have to say, I am slightly bigger than I was, say 2 months ago, because we had our trip to Florida. So I'm still burning off all those extra calories, but yeah, these were tight. Very snug to get on, but I wore them all day yesterday, hence the stretch marks in them, and they are easing. As with all denim, hopefully it'll give, or I'll lose weight, one of the two. I am super happy with them though. I really do like this style. I like the length. It's not flared, but it's just a bit wider on the, I know they potentially look like homemade jeans, but I really do like them. Now another note I put to myself was the facing instructions, and yes, the facing instructions are weird. I don't think I did it right last time, and I definitely haven't done it right this time, but whatever I did worked. I've got one facing that goes on top and lands that way, and I've got this facing that goes underneath that. So yeah, I did something wrong somewhere. As I said, it doesn't have a waistband, but it does have the security of an inside button, thank goodness. Otherwise, I would not be happy wearing them. They have got 4 pockets, so you've got 2 front pockets and 2 back pockets. Sorry to show them with lines on, but you can see that they've been worn. So I did some of the top stitching. I used the Gutermann jeans top stitching thread. I really like them, and I'm hoping they'll grow onto me, but definitely wearable. Just have to breathe in a little bit, as you'll probably see on the clip and video I did. Second pair of trousers, a lot easier. I used my favourite New Look 6517, and I kind of make the crop version and I tailor it in a bit on the side, just fold the pattern in just slightly so they're not quite as wide. I love this pattern. It's really beginner friendly. It's very simple. It's got a slight front panel and then elasticated at the sides. But I do normally put a tie on the front, as I'll show you, but here they are. So they were in this lovely blue linen that I got from the sewing studio in Maitland, Florida. And actually my lovely friend Trish has also made a pair of trousers in this exact stuff. So I feel like we're twins now. So you've got the 2 pockets on the front there, the ones that you just stitch on top. Love doing those, I can see a thread. Love doing those pockets. So you've got sort of 3/4 elastic, and I used some of that new elastic, so I was really pleased with that. You should have a flat front there. I don't particularly like that. I don't think it's that flattering. And as with a lot of my clothing, if I just have something that ties, it just hides that little bit of tummy that may be poking out. I think it just adds something a bit more to these trousers. Now I took these pre-sewn, pre-overlocked down to our holiday home at the weekend. Thought I got everything sussed. I took the elastic, everything. What I forgot to do was I always add pockets on the back, and I forgot to cut them out and take them. So this time I thought, no, I'm going to go without. Actually, I'm going to keep it kind of more slimlined at the back. So I didn't put pockets on the back, but I do normally do that. So I have 2 spring pairs of trousers that I'm both very happy at, but I was still more excited about the jacket. I realised something this week when I was doing some sewing. I realised that I predominantly go by the pictures on my instructions. So here I was battling away with the 6660, quite a way down these instructions. Obviously I've got it all set out. Got kind of stuck on one of the pictures, looked across at the words and realised I'd been following the French instructions. So that shows that I hadn't looked across to actually read the words. I was going by picture by picture by picture. So yeah, I learned this week that I predominantly go by pictures. However, it led me to thinking. So obviously I had these French instructions. When I started my channel nearly 2 years ago, I think I was about a month into having the channel, and I went away on holiday to France, and I went to a fabric shop there, and I picked up a French pattern, and I vowed to make this French pattern, even though obviously all the instructions will be in French, and I haven't done it. So I thought, really, 2 years in, I really ought to give this a go. So multi-sized, got that, but it's this pair of trousers here, nice, everything I could want. I've got the tie there like I like, I've got this side panels, they're nice shape, sort of a peg shape, aren't they? And they've got a pair of shorts, so it might be worth having a go at the shorts. So I really need to now, I think the time has come to try and dig these out and have a go. Obviously we have the assembly instructions. What I remember couldn't quite work out of whether they were for stretch or for woven. So that I really need to have a proper look at. I remember looking at the time, but lots of pictures, so I shall be absolutely fine. And obviously I've done patterns like this anyway. But yeah, I think it's time that, as it's coming up to the 2-year anniversary, that I really ought to go having, making up these French shorts or trousers. See how I go. My video midweek was all about my fabric wheel of fate, and this was my final make that I did, and it was the Stella hoodie, Tilly in the Buttons pattern. Both the fabric and the pattern were given to me by the lovely Adam from Adam Sews, who hopefully I am meeting. I'm filming this Thursday and I'm meeting hopefully tomorrow if we can get it off. We're meeting halfway, so I've got something to give him. So yeah, but he gave me this lovely fabric. So the last fabric wheel for this series was out this week. Obviously I'm wearing, I think what we all decided was the best make out of it, and this is the Mile End sweater, and this was out of this lovely French terry, beautiful dragonflies, and I need the warmth today. A few people asked me about this, about the length of it, and I'm going to stand up and show you. But it is, as you can see, I would like it just a little bit longer. Now whether I made it too small, therefore these are kind of pushing it out and raising it up, I don't know. But I would definitely make it longer next time. I would increase the front by about 1 inch. I have noticed on a lot of images on Instagram, a lot of people, it does come up short at the front. So yeah, next time I do this, and I will put 1 inch on it. So that was my video this week. Anyway, and that is what I'm modelling behind me today. A quick update on the Peekaboo Essential Tees that I made for my grandsons last week. So I talked about them being too long. Now I took an inch off both of them and then gave them a good hem, probably about an inch again, and they fit them beautifully and the boys are thrilled. I've got a picture of the little one in his, although he's not modelling very well, you can see he's very happy with it. The 7-year-old's not so keen on having photos these days, but he absolutely loves the t-shirt, so that was great. Now, plans for next week. It's going to be a tiny bit boring because I really want to, and I need to make some more underwear, which I'm sure I've talked about it before, but not in massive detail, but I love the acacia knicker pattern and mine are getting very tired, so I've got to do a few. I need to chuck some out and I need to replace them, so I will be doing that next week. That's sewing I will be doing, but I probably won't show you next week unless I have any disasters that I need to report on, but I am sure you won't want to see underwear next week. The other things I want to have a go at is, I know I'm making another cardigan and it's another quick sew cardigan, but a while ago now I bought this beautiful knitted jersey fabric. You can see it's got almost like a cable design from a shop in Dorset, but I only bought a metre. What was I thinking? I was never going to get this cardigan out of a metre with the long sleeves. So I rang them up and I said, oh, have you got any more of that pink fabric? They did. So they've sent me another piece. So I can crack on and make this cardigan now. So I'll have a nice pink. I made a green cardigan a couple of weeks ago out of this. I'm now going to make a pink one for spring. Now, the second thing that I would like to have a go at, I went shopping with my daughter recently, and in the shops tends to be a lot of kind of cargo trousers in very light kind of lyocell, tencel sort of fabrics. So I ordered some fabric from, can't decide on the colour, but this is tencel twill, beautifully soft, very drapey, from Minerva Fabrics. And just for once I managed to get exactly what I wanted from them. So very floppy. So the styles are kind of cargo-y trousers and they are gathered at the hems. So all the shops are all full of that. So I already had these patterns. This one I have made before. This isn't quite the right thing, but it's got the side pockets there. Or this one, which I've never made, but that would be exactly the right thing. If I just kind of, I could easily put a cargo pocket on the side and gathered at the bottom. So I'm going to have a go at recreating those because these shops were full of them. Don't know what it's going to look like on me, but can give it a try. As I say, I got the green and the grey, not quite sure what colour to go for, but yeah, if I have time, other than doing the underwear and the cardigan, then I'm going to have a crack at making these trousers. I'm sure you will know what I mean. You've probably seen them in the shops as well. We had a wonderful weekend in the holiday home last weekend. So if you're in the UK, you will know that the weather was absolutely beautiful last weekend. It lasted kind of half of Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and then it was gone by Monday. The weather was dreadful and cold and rainy. But wow, what a weekend we had. Now, on the Friday, we went down Thursday night, and on the Friday, my husband worked from home, worked from the holiday home. So I kind of had to amuse myself. So I decided to go for a walk. So instead of showing you the photos, as I would normally do at the end, I filmed a little bit of the walk. So that is what I will put at the end of this video. Now, what I didn't realise was, obviously, I'm not used to filming outside, so I didn't realise how windy it was when I set off. And when I'd done the walk and done all the little clips and everything, and when I got back, I realised I could barely hear myself over the wind. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to do that walk again and refilm it. So I've got a bit of me talking, and then I've dubbed over some bits as well. So apologies for the horrendous lack of editing and filming quality, but I just wanted to take you along with me on a beautiful but very tiring walk I did when we were there last Friday. With a rambling group, we did a walk to a beautiful bluebell wood locally this week, and I wish I could. Photos just doesn't do it justice. They really don't come out well, but this wood was just a carpet of bluebells. It was absolutely stunning, and the smell was gorgeous, because you don't often smell bluebells, but when they're in that concentration, it was overpowering. It was fantastic. I may put a photo into that, but it really didn't do it justice at all. This weekend we're off to see my son and the little baby girl, and she's nearly 9 months old now. I cannot believe where that time's gone. And she's now sitting. It's that gorgeous age, you know, before they start moving and then you chase after them. She's just that beautiful sitting and playing age. So I'm excited to see her. So I hope everybody's had a good week, whatever they've been up to. It's been a good sewing week for me. As you can tell, the jacket was just, I'm glad I've done it. And when I give it to my little grandson, I will, if obviously he smiles, which I hope he will, then I will show you a picture of it. Like I say, it's going to be big for him, but it'll last. Thank you so much for joining me. And I never say it, but thank you so much for subscribing and commenting every week. I really appreciate you all. And I'm just thrilled that I'm still here nearly 2 years later, just chatting to you and sharing my hobby that I absolutely love. I will see you all shortly. Goodbye for now. Have an amazing weekend. So it's Friday morning, and whilst Chris is working hard in the back at the holiday home, I thought I'd go for a morning walk, do some hill walking, and I will show you my view. So this is the reason that we bought the holiday home, to have access to this beautiful coastline. And as I'm looking over in the distance, those white cliffs there, that's sort of Lyme Regis and onward to Devon. But where I'm going is up the top of that hill, which is about 300 feet high. As I look behind me, you can see the row of the holiday homes there. Ours is one of those on the front, but I can't remember which one, whether it's number 8 or 9 in. But yeah, what a view, eh? Down at the beach, you can see all the driftwood that's been brought down by this little stream here. A couple of discarded boats. Oh, up there is an old Second World War pillbox, if you can just see that. Just see the window there. So down at the beach, let's see, it's beautiful this morning. Now I'm going to head on up. It's pictures like this that get you a little bit worried, isn't it? This is the southwest coast path though it is notorious for landfalls. Okay, so what I said here was I was nearly at the top of the hill, and I was very breathless and it was very windy, but I was sat actually on a little bench which is nearly at the top, so I cheated a little. What a view though. I also said you can tell how steep a slope is when you can almost reach out and touch the land in front of you. But honestly, it was great. So here I am at the top, and that over there is Golden Cap. That's another, it's even taller hill to climb. But I reached the top, that's Thornicombe Beacon, walking over to the edge, but I didn't go too far over the edge because it's very dangerous. I was so pleased to get up there, and there was no one around. It was absolutely stunning. Great way to start the day. Coming back down the hill now, I'm coming around this side path, normally I'll join it down at the bottom. But I've just come across this, which is obviously a tumuli. So that's an ancient burial mound. You see them, lumps of them everywhere. Going around the side and then down. So I've made it back down to the beach. I thought I'd give myself a couple of minutes before I set back up those cliffs again. But look at this. There is no one on the beach apart from me. Isn't that awesome? I mean, just that never happens, but it's so beautiful to see the sea. Friday morning walk on my hashtag Friday Sews, which has absolutely nothing to do with sewing. And actually, looking down at me, I'm wearing all bought clothes apart from my t-shirt, actually, because it's all technical fabrics and we can't buy technical fabrics, can we? So I really hope you enjoyed this. I'm sure I'll be reporting a lot more from